the trophy just as big come the end of the race. Who can go out and take the win? Let's go through the grid in full. Amaury Cordial brought out the red flag after a spin at the last corner, so he goes to the back of the grid. Ratomo Miata alongside him. We didn't see him out in qualifying yesterday, setting flying laps. Kian Shields and Pepe Marti next along. Pepe continuing to struggle in qualifying. We've seen Ollie Goethe in the points a couple of times. He's next along with John Bennett. This the first track John Bennett has actually raced at this season. Gabriele Mini next along on row 8. Could do with a good result here. Rafael Villagomez comes next. This a best combined effort for Trident this season, and that a personal best for Max Esterson alongside his teammate Sami Megatuniv. And then two drivers out of the top 10 for a second round in a row in Luke Browning and Arvid Lindblad in front of their home crowd.
Omi, you are live, down to you.
Yep, absolutely. As Chris McCarthy was quickly running us through the grid, we'll continue to do that. Crawford Dene alongside Roman Stanek. Sebastian Montoya, the driver who starts in 6th position. He's alongside Joshua Dirksen, the Paraguayan, going from P5. Vashor starts in P4, and then it's Dino Beganovic who starts in 3rd position, does the Swedish driver. In 2nd place it is Kushmani, and our pole sitter is Leonardo Fornaroli, the Invicta man who is chasing his first ever win since he did so in Italian F4 a few years ago. That's his one and only single-seater win that he's ever managed. Alex Stern is going to try and find himself, trying to recover the driver who starts second, the driver who finds himself second in the championship rather, and he found himself second in the race last time, but he found himself disqualified unfortunately, but he'll be hoping to avoid that this weekend. And we've got a staller in the name of Dino Beganovic. That is a big shame. The Ferrari Junior, who was set to start in 3rd position, has not left the line, and it means that they'll have to wheel him back in unless he can get going before the last car goes, and it does not look likely for the Swedish driver, who's realised that that is job done, and that will be a recovery of the high-tech car that will take place. But that was the driver who was set to start in 3rd position, and that is a major shame for him. It means that everyone will be promoted up a place, and we will go from there to see how it is all going to take place. Dino Beganovic, though, well, you have to feel for him. A driver who currently finds himself 10th in the Formula 2 Championship. That is not at all the way that he would have wanted things to play out one bit, as the car gets rolled back into the pit lane. And Dino Beganovic, well, let's see whether he can recover. It's Formula 2, anything is possible. There's always lots of drama, and that is usually the case in this championship. We've seen that across our sprint races and our feature races so far this season, especially the sprint though, and that's exactly what we have coming your way in a couple of moments. And all of the drivers in that top 3 know about the possible chances of late drama. We would have been hearing from Beganovic at the moment. We won't be able to do that. He's in the pit lane, but we have Kushmane starting in 2nd, and let's go listen in now.
So yeah, I'm very confident. Just 2 good races this weekend, and 2 good points, and get back on the flow of things.
The gap between the driver was very close, and we have to see also with the weather looks a bit tricky. But no, anyway, I will try to give my best to achieve the win and score good points.
21 laps of sprint racing around Silver.
Yep, that is exactly the case. We're going to be getting 21 laps coming our way. But now Vashor finds himself with no car alongside. He's going to be starting in 4th. He'll try and attack Maney. He'll try and attack Fornaroli. You've got Dirksen starting in 5th. You've got Montoya starting in 6th. Stanek's in 7th. Crawford's in 8th. Dune is in 9th. And Victor Martin starts in 10th. Dune and Martins will be sharing the front row tomorrow for the feature race. And knowing how their seasons have been so far, that is quite crazy. That is quite a lot of drama. It's going to be interesting to see how everything is playing out as they line themselves up in position. Kushmane will be trying to chase a Formula 2 victory once again. That is exactly what Fornaroli is going to be trying to do at the same time. Dino Beganovic makes his way and goes down in the pit lane, to the end of the pit lane as well. And he has a complete transformed race to what he would have expected from the start. You've got an empty grid spot in P3.
Hello, Omi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Sorry, we had a massive problem with our microphones on that we've had to sort as well. Here we go then. It's time for the F2 sprint race. 4, 5. Lights out, we're underway. Good start from Forlaroli. Kushmani will come back to the inside line. Look at Sebastian Montoya already dealing with Richard Verschoor. He's up into third place as we come into Abbey for the first time and down towards Farm. Into the heavy braking spot we come for Village, and it's into the lead of the race for Kushmani, but he makes a small mistake. Montoya under pressure as well around the outside. Comes as well again from the further back as well. But Ganovich was in a bit of a problem there as well as they come back through. Forlaroli leads and Maney down to second, but Maney now retakes the lead on the inside line down the Wellington straight, and that pushes Forlaroli to try to go around the outside. Stanek also trying to go side by side with Montoya. That doesn't work. Stunning start, Omi.
Yeah, absolutely incredible stuff. But Forlaroli still has the momentum to try and get past Kushmani. He has to back out of that one late second, and now he's trying to get to the inside.
Desperately trying as they head down side by side towards Cops Corner we go. Mainly on the outside. We know how this goes, doesn't it? Jojo and Montoya come on side by side this time. Forlaroli goes through, Maney backed out of it. That was a wise choice.
What a great battle to start this Formula 2 sprint race between those two drivers. We've not had a Formula 2 sprint race standing start since 2021 around this circuit. It's always been raining. You've got rain in the air, but it is not currently hitting. It's been a dry start, and it's Maney who got exactly the getaway he wanted originally, but then Forlaroli able to take it back later on in the lap. Verschoor found himself with a terrible start. He's dropped down majorly as well.
So down the Hangar Straight we go towards Stowe. See what you can find up as diving through on the inside line. More positions trying to be gained as well from Alexander Dunn, passing Jose Maria Marti as they again trip their way down towards the Vale chicane. And now, I mean, it's just a question of how much can you take on this opening lap?
That is exactly the question indeed. What are you able to provide? And is Victor Martins going to be able to provide any overtaking, I wonder, as well, as we make our way down towards the first corner. And it's been a very chaotic start to this Formula 2 race. Goethe trying to fight a way through in the background. He's trying to get to the inside of Villagomez, and they're side by side, and Villagomez has to drop that position. Goethe moving up, and now there's going to be a chance as well for Cordial to try and get in the mix.
So as they come down once again then, on the back straight we go. Essendon gets ahead of Bennett as well as they come through into the braking zones as well, desperately trying to have under brakes. Forlaroli leads, mainly Montoya. Montoya closing in actually as well. As down the inside, late move coming in the inside.
Beautiful.
Browning.
Nice forward now. So you race.
Browning trying to go around the outside of Arvid Lindblad as they come out of left field towards Woodcote. He's kept the traction in, but there's no room in the exit.
The two British drivers putting on a show. Arvid Lindblad and Luke Browning, two drivers who've been doing a bit of FP1 running as well so far, and they're battling in Formula 2, and Browning is starting left and right but cannot get by, and they're leaving themselves vulnerable to Verschoor, who's dropped 6 places from the start.
Still coming through then under pressure as they again have the attack through. Browning under the attack, still desperate to try and get something sorted again as they exit now down the Hangar Straight once more. Again, Montoya now with the DRS is on the back of Maney and desperately trying to find something through. And again, Maney, as you can see the car just snapping to the interior, down through Stowe so much, and still trying to find a way through as they go on the brakes once more. Forlaroli though, controlling the lead in the front. We've seen this before, haven't we?
Yep, absolutely, we have indeed. We've been able to see it quite a few times. Forlaroli controlled things, but he's never been able to get it all the way to the end of the race. Let's see whether that's going to change, and let's see whether he will be able to bring it home. He's got a 1.2 second gap to Maney, which might be able to extend because Montoya is desperate for that second place, and he's going to be prepared to take all the risks in the world to get himself up there.
Forlaroli, Maney, Montoya, Stanek does get inside the top 5, going further back as well as Gabriel Mini tries to go through on the inside line of Jose Maria Marti and makes that move stick. He moves up into 12th place as we go down the Wellington Straight. Mini again having to go defensive. Marti trying to look around the outside. Mini's giving him just about enough room. Marti's going to try and get the traction through the exit of Brooklands and loop it back round Luffield as well. And they're still trying to have the traction together as well. It's still not working the way you think it would do as you head down towards Cops Corner.
Yep, still not working for him at the moment, but let's see whether Marty can attack down towards Cops. Let's see whether Browning can attack down towards Cops.
Trying to go around the outside, not working out there.
It's never going to work out there, but what he can do is try and get better traction and make this battle go through Maggot and Beckett, through Chapel Curve, and then down the Hangar Straight as well. That is exactly what he's going to be trying to do. as the British driver, the Williams Jr., closes in and gets closer and closer. That's the radio. Browning's being told to stay smart. Lindblad knows he's got to try defend this. He's got Vasseur in behind as well. Vasseur, a driver, thinking about the championship. There's not always a point that you need to risk it all. And Luke Browning definitely being told on the radio just as a reminder about that.
Montoya closing in once more as they go through. As it comes through, Fornaroli, but still trying to go strong. Go on.
Fast lap for Montoya as well, I have to say. So he's really pushing on, isn't he? He's really extracting it all, and definitely on the back of Mania. We'll definitely have to try and make a move very, very shortly. As if not, we'll be under major threat.
Message from Belle, trackside as well. You know, Blue Belle Georgia as well from Instagram. She says that everybody's cheering Dino as he goes round so far because he's so far behind. So everybody's cheering Bogdanovic to try and catch back up. We ride with Montoya down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands. DRS is open. Can he think of a look on the inside line? It's going very late, and it already looks like it's starting to rain. There's small little specks starting to come through here in Silverstone as there is options in the air for that weather could come for qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. Could we be in for another wet qualifying at Silverstone as well? We've had it so many times where there's been rain spots, where it's been damp. And that's, as I mentioned, been the case for Formula 2 over the last few years. As we go back to the race start and look at the slow getaway that we had for Fornaroli and the great start that we had for Martins. It was a slow start for Alex Dunn as well. The driver who's second in the championship went backwards, but it was Maney who led Fornaroli through turn 1. Montoya improved to third position. Dirksen was just in behind Stanek as they were all racing their way by. That was a really, really interesting start to the race. But then this is going to be the momentum. Fornaroli places the car on the outside. Stanek fancies his chance up against Montoya. He backs out of it. Montoya takes third position. And let's ride on board with Vasseur. He got a terrible getaway as well. There were so many drivers heading forward, so many drivers heading backwards, and Vasseur lost loads of positions. The driver who started in 4th, ended in 3rd, and nearly made contact with Jack Crawford, the American driver, who was directly ahead as we threw it then down into the next braking zone. Now here was the chance for Fornaroli. Just gets the momentum around Lithium. Maney comes over, cuts across. Fornaroli finds a gap down the inside. They were millimeters away from basically taking each other out at major speed we approached. And then when we got down to Wildskop's corner, he was looking in the left mirror, looking in the right mirror, but he was ahead critically. And that was some great stuff executed there as we go back to live pictures now. And Fornaroli's got a 9/10 gap on Maney.
Yeah, I wonder now. Whoa, that was close from Alexander down on the back of Richard Vasseur, who's dropped back massively as well in the field as he continues down the back stretch then in towards Brooklands and still trying to go through. Radio Montoya.
This race.
It's allowed to close the line like that on the braking.
It's okay. Take your time. Take your time. We are faster.
Very much giving the encouragement as well to Sebastian Montoya. Right now, Vasseur and Dunn, the top 2 in the championship, are currently finding themselves. The top 2 are currently finding themselves together on the road in 10th, in 11th as well at the moment. So that is some great stuff taking place out there on the circuit. What a brilliant start it's been. And we were just hearing on the radio, of course, of Montoya being told to remain calm at this phase.
Fornaroli leading. And he is a calm phase, you have to remember, because he's back in the pack up now. He did have an advantage over a second. That's now dropped to just 5/10. Now 6 as they come in into the braking zone at Stowe. Yeah, clouds are still above the circuit, but there's no actual real threat of rain. It's just very cold out there. Track temperature is at 28 degrees, air temperature at 20, but there's a very cold breeze coming through as well. Where did you spring from? As they come through at the side. Fornaroli leading, Maney in 2nd, Montoya in 3rd. Maney's just at the fastest lap of the race at a 1:45.080. As they come in, Crawford still trying to have a go onto brakes. He's got Martins behind by a couple of tenths of a second, 4/10, so we've been DRS range. We've got only around about 13 cars, minus Lindblad, in contention there for the DRS as we head down the Wellington Straight, but they're all just too far back.
It's kind of what we saw in Formula 3, wasn't it? Where it was really, really tight in that race. And it's proving to be tight in this one as well. As we bring it down, and you can see Browning still having a look on Lindblad. This is phenomenal stuff around Silverstone Circuit. We've had lots of wet racing, lots of wet sprint racing around the circuit. Now we're getting the dry one, and it's just as good in the dry conditions as well, because Lindblad cannot breathe with how close Browning is running.
Maybe what Murray Walker and Martin Brunner were discussing is true, that you can literally have someone sneak into the commentary box and you wouldn't notice. There's my mother standing at the side of me in the commentary box and I don't realise until I look round and there she is. They can just sneak up on anybody with these headsets on because they're soundproof. So you can only hear your voice and the track noise. You can't hear anything else. So your voice comes through the own headset as live. It's a bit disconcerting, but you get used to it quite quickly, as Omi is very much aware sharing the same bus mixer. As follow early then, half a second back. We've got a move going on now further as well, as we're going to finally see as well around the outside. Luke Browning trying to have a go at Arvid Lindblad. Still can't work out. They're ducking and diving at several points of the circuit. Oh, and here he goes again, trying to grab the outside interval. They bang wheels. Lindblad still has the inside line.
Wow, absolutely. The two British drivers putting on a show as we're about to go onto the Hamilton straight. Browning trying to get the slingshot, and he's trying to remain with his rival as he's going to make his way through the first sector now. But this one is getting quite feisty between these two. What a fight this is currently. That takes place for 8th position, the final points paying position in the Formula 2 sprint race. And they are putting on a show, and they'll definitely be getting the applause on the crowd.
Fabulous dive bomb on the inside line from Browning. Is that going to allow Vachour to come through? Omi as they head down the Wellington straight. Now it's going to be about 3 for an attempt.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Lindblad's got the chance to actually fight back up against Browning. He's sending it round the outside in towards the braking zone. It's going to be neck and neck between those two drivers. Browning will run him out wide surely to the apex, and he does.
Little bit nearly chance of losing front wing. Looking for Shaw, trying to swing round the outside as well. He'll get great traction coming out of left field in towards Woodcote and down towards Cobb's Corner. Now with the DRS not in play, you have to do it all on slipstream. Lindblad's gone defensive. Vachour, who is going to try around the outside towards Cobb's Corner. He's still trying to keep his foot in it. Fantastic racing in Silverstone.
Unbelievable stuff. Vachour didn't get the opportunity there. Now heading to Maggins and Beckett. He surely doesn't risk it there. He just had a look. That would have been extraordinary had he gone for it there. But he decides to sit behind and wait for an opportunity.
Hamilton-esque from 2006 as well. That going to come through. Absolutely fabulous as they continue on the attack. This is fantastic.
He has to be careful.
Yeah, it does.
He has to be careful because he's got his championship rival Alex Dunn directly behind. So Dunn's going to try and get one up on him. Definitely that is going to be what Alex Dunn will be trying. So he has to be careful with that. Luke Browning, who made the move that time around, was able to get the fastest lap of the race as well, showing you the pace that he was able to demonstrate through there. Dunn's actually under a lot of pressure from Mini as well. So the two title contenders really struggling to try attack and also defend at the same time. They are together on the circuit and definitely not helping.
No, they are not either. Oh, big lock-up coming in from Alexander Dunn. And now Mini's going to loop round the outside in towards Aintree. And there's contact and there's wing damage as well for Gabriel Mini. Inarguable defense. It's a puncture for Dunn. Dunn's going to puncture and he's put his hands up in the air thinking, what were you doing? So that's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But Alexander Dunn has a rear right puncture.
Well, I don't know what to say anymore. He's a driver who currently finds himself trying to chase down points in the championship. And another thing that goes wrong for Alex Dunn, he has great raw speed, but possibly once again a step too much as he really was on the defensive and squeezed Mini right out wide when we thought Mini would probably have the position.
So how would you read it now? So Mini on the outside, so at this point he's entitled to space, and I don't think Alexander can. If we go back to the F3...
Mini.
Bravissimo, good job, he says over the radio as well, to go into it. Oh, well, I'll tell you one thing, Jose Martin was looking on to end up with a face full coming through. Oh, yes, please. So again, trying to have the attack, as British Burger gets lovely dropped into the commentary box as well. Thank you very much. Is there a barbecue later as well? So, still on the attack as they come through. We haven't eaten, of course. Oh, it's gone! The tyre's gone! Is that on the entrance to the pit lane? That might just be okay. No, it's down at Cobb. It's down at Chapel. So that might be a safety car. I just hope it hasn't damaged the floor. I mean, we know what the Pirelli's or any shredded tyre can do when it rotates around. It just shreds it.
Yeah. Oh, don't know what to say about Alex. Let's hear from him.
Tires come off. Should I keep driving? I'm going really slow. Yeah, keep going, mate.
Noted. The collision between those two drivers. Well, it's a race that right now is very close at the front. They're not being able to make any moves, but mainly just having to remain close to Fornaroli and wait for an opportunity, wait for the momentum to come his way, and if it does so, then the opportunity will arise. But it's been very interesting so far, this race, as Alex Dunn does finally get to bring it back in to the pit lane, and they will assess Will Road in Motorsport everything that can be done regarding that. As the tyre comes off the left bit of it, and they will try to send it back out onto the circuit, hope for a red flag, hope for a safety car, hope for some luck to go their way, and if it doesn't, then it's going to be just getting some practice in for tomorrow, while the other championship, his other championship rival, for sure, will be trying to make a move of his own on Arvid Lindblad.
On the inside line, taking candy from a baby only. I don't think Lindblad can fight back yet. They've only got one set of tyres, of course, so it's continually just trying to go, do I risk it for this move? Is it clean enough? Because you don't want to get any form of damage on said tyres. Was that Lindblad's wing moving around a little bit under braking there, it looked like?
Definitely could have been,
Yeah.
as we go onto the Hamilton straight. But yeah, lots of movements, lots of Formula 2 drivers putting their noses in different positions, so it means that we can end up with a scenario of damage to drivers who didn't even see anything happen as well. There's Alex Dunn. We definitely saw what happened to him, and well, in the same shot is Alex Dunn along with our race leaders. I think that sums up his day and the day he has ahead.
Indeed. As a wonderful barbecued burger is a wonderful lunch menu during this British Grand Prix weekend. I hope everybody's watching us trackside, is enjoying the camping experience and having a wonderful time. Montoya trying to do something that his dad didn't. Yellow flag's out, Naomi.
Yep, let's find out. We're throwing it into Magnussen, Beckett and Sebastian Montoya as he goes through. We're going to look to see who's had a moment on the circuit, as they were all battling their way through as well. Whether it's some debris or anything, it will be interesting to find out.
Marshall's at the loop and Aintree picking up some debris. That should at least be a virtual safety car. We're going to be there very quickly.
We will. It all happens quickly around this Silverstone circuit. No time to breathe at all. So hopefully the marshals can get back before the field goes round.
Of course, Sebastian Montoya trying to do what his dad did in 2005. Juan Montoya won the race here. As they continue on approach, that was the winglet. Oh, and he got shredded by, I think it was Kush Miney, yeah. Miney ran over the debris.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still
Definitely
yellow.
looks to be the case, as it's still there, but hopefully the marshals will just quickly go behind the barrier and then come back out in a second. But it should just be a virtual safety car.
It's a long way back, actually, on this circuit. I've been down there at the loop. It takes a good 30 seconds to get there. Debris still there, but the marshals are out of harm's way. They must have run over the track to the other side. Just put out the virtual safety car. At this point, it's a part of the track where there's always going to be a car, so you can't have the action to it. We've now gone green, but there's still debris visible in that part of the sector.
Yep, and you don't want that coming to bite anyone later on as well. The top 8 were all inside 1 second until Maney just dropped out at the moment, but what a fascinating fight this is. Fornaroli's coming up to Alex Dunn in a few moments. There will be terrible sights for him to see himself get lapped, and then also with no pace either to push on at the moment. As we are about to go to Maggot and Beckett, the 2 Williams junior drivers of Browning and Martins could be about to go wheel to wheel in a few moments, because they're only separated by 0.2 of a second. So it's if Browning can keep it together through this complex, and then he might get an opportunity, but I think he's dropped a little bit behind as he was trying to get the power down, could not do it in the best possible way.
Oh,
so we'll have
Mini!
to be a late dive from here. Mini's got a 10-second time penalty.
Right, that's weird for causing a collision. I would have said that was not his fault.
Yeah. What? I'm confused. I thought that was on Alex Dunn. I'm confused. I don't know what to say.
Me too.
Like, what?
So F3 this morning, the driver can force you off the exit there. And it's the driver who's forcing off fault. F2, if you're on the outside, it's your fault. Because the guy who's hit you has come off worse. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's a bad shooting call. Really bad.
I guess British F4, it's over to you to be the decider of what the FIA you want to do this weekend, and then Formula 1 as well. Oh my word.
That's mad. That is stupid, actually, beyond belief. I'm hearing that Chris Miney's picked up a bit of floor damage with that running over the debris. So that's why he's now dropped 1.3 seconds back to follow early, and he's holding up Montoya, Stanek, Durtskin, Crawford, Victor Martins, and Luke Browning. So Maney is in a bit of bother here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just still speechless from that
Yeah.
incident. I don't know what. I don't know how that is even possible to get something like that. Like, that is completely ridiculous. Dunn completely forced out Mini, so absolutely no clue what's going on. I think everyone is right now in that same opinion, unless you're probably an Alex Dunn fan, where you're slightly relieved that he's not getting more penalty points added to his license at the moment. But Montoya closes in on Kush Maney, and he tries to find a way through, and he's having a look. He's getting really tied onto the back of that damned Lucas Oil machine, but he cannot fight a way through, and now Montoya will definitely start to get impatient, but he's got to stay with this one and keep his tyres intact.
Yeah, they're not looking too bad right now, are they, as we've passed half distance. On to lap 13. 23 minutes to go of this sprint. Is our timing tower even working? What's going on? Yeah, it is, but there's no timings being shown.
Oh. That's fun.
How interesting. There we go. A refresh has worked it. Must have had some sort of glitch. The F2 system's not been working too well this weekend, as they've had to swap between F2, F3 and F4, and all on different systems, so the timings glitch ever so slowly, as the F4s are using Motorsport UK timings without the FIA, and we don't get to come through actually with it. Follow early 1.2 now ahead as they come into it. I see Montoya passing him in the next 2 minutes or so.
Definitely would be the case. That is getting super tight there as they were fighting their way by. So we are really getting to a point where we're getting close between the two Williams Juniors of Martins and Browning as we bring it down to Cop's corner. And at this point, Browning is starting to get a little bit impatient himself as he tries to get through, and he wants to get up into the higher point paying positions. Does Luke Browning, as Martin's currently denying him that spot, so he wants to try and change that and try and get further up the road. Very interesting Formula 2 race so far. We're just waiting for the action bit where at the end, where it all hopefully happens.
Crescendo is certainly forming. I wonder if Follow Early is going to win yet another one of these. It's getting out that type of craziness in. A little bit of braking. There's the Lando stand at Stowe. It's just, what is it, Land Stowe? That's what we're calling it. The Land Stowe.
Sounds more like Lance Stroll.
I know. Not very well, is it with them?
Okay, I know what you're gonna say, but we have a 10-second time penalty for the incident with Duna. I just need you to stay focused and keep pushing till the end of the race now. Come on.
Oh, wow!
I think he knows that Primo just going to appeal that and get to work straight after this.
Yeah.
And be like, absolutely not. I think these drivers are starting to understand what the stewards are like these days as well, which is quite interesting. As we now see Rashad get onto the back of this gaggle as well. So, yeah, quite interesting with how this is all starting to play out. A few lockups in the mix as well. Crawford versus Dirksen. So they're all starting to set up the movement. Drivers in this train are now really wanting to get on with it and trying to make some overtakes, and that's exactly what Browning's doing as he tries to get the better traction up against Victor Martin.
It'll be fine though when Tim Mayer becomes the FIA president and changes everything back to the way it should be.
Yeah.
Corruption in the FIA is a bit unbelievable at the moment. Allegedly. As they come through. Victor Martin's then still pushing through. Browning in 8th position. It's hard to tell with this track, isn't it? It's exactly what we're going to get. Whatever happens, Silverstone always delivers great racing, no matter what class it is. It's that type of circuit where we never have a bad race. But the practice sessions, the qualifying, they're forgettable. It's a weird circuit. You sort of should just go racing for 3 days a weekend, because that will give us the most entertaining action.
Yeah, absolutely. The qualifyings that we had, to be fair, in F1 in 23 and 24 and even 2022, you can count that. That was extraordinary. But yeah, it's always the Grand Prix that everyone looks forward to. It's all about the Grand Prix, and it's always incredible. But yeah, do join us later for an incredible Formula 1 qualifying. And once we're done with that, stay with us because we'll be there for British F4 as well. There's so much action here at Silverstone on a historic and special weekend with F1, F2, F3 and also F4. And you can catch Thomas Behrman in the F4 Championship, of course, brother to Oliver Behrman. So it's going to be quite a lot of fun to see how they're all going to get on. And hopefully that'll be another class which delivers us with some fantastic action across the rest of the weekend.
They're still going strong, aren't they, here this weekend? It's that type of weird analogy action as we ride on board with Jack Crawford. Again, cautious, wild, accelerating coming out of the braking zone and desperately trying to find a good system.
Jacob's corner. It's always great listening to these Formula 2 cars as they roar their way by. And of course, disappointing for the fans. I've seen a lot of people disappointed to not have Porsche Super Cup there due to how loud those engines are. So people are definitely going to be missing that. But luckily, we have got a good replacement in the name of British F4. But now Maney knows he really has to defend. Montoya is getting closer and closer. This could finally be the chance for second place.
On the inside, and that was a superb move for Montoya. And that was exactly more like it. And now, can he catch Fowler? Only 2 seconds to gap with 7 to go. I think, yeah. He saved his tyres.
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. Fornaroli, though, chasing only his second ever single-seater win. And it'll be some special moment if he can get it for the first time on a Grand Prix weekend, for the second time ever in a single-seater. And yeah, that's just remarkable. He won a FRECA rookie title without winning a race. He won the F2 title without winning a race. Could finally Formula 2 be the moment where he gets a 10-second time penalty for Miata leaving the track and gaining an advantage. Has come up on screen as well. But yeah, is this finally the moment for Fornaroli to win a race? It's going to be special stuff if he's able to do it.
Lap 16 out of 21. Fornaroli, Montoya, Maney, Stanek, Durskin, Crawford, Victor Martins, Browning, Verschoor and Lindblad inside the top 10. Marty, Mini, Goethe, Megatuniv, Shields, Bennett, Esterson, Villagomez, Mieta, Cordial, Biganovic, done. As the racing continues on, and now Maney's going to fall pressure to Stanek, as again we're seeing Crawford that's Browning trying to attack Victor Martins, and Crawford's on the back as well, Durskin just ahead. But come on, what we can see for Browning, go on Emmy.
Here we go, come on, let's see this battle take place as we go through Maggott and Beckett, and you also got Stanek who will want to chase and overtake and pass Kushmania ahead as well. It's 1.7 seconds. We'll keep you updated with the gap out in front to see whether Montoya can do anything. Can Stanek try to get past Mania as well?
That's late!
Send it up the inside.
That's late. That's very, very late. But that's a good defence, actually, I'd say, from Mania. That was just about on the limit. But would that be counted as moving under braking? I'm not too sure. Okay, he's forced Stanek off wide now there as well. That's going to allow Durskin to try and get a cut back on the inside line. Durskin's going for it. Go on, son. I just want to put your foot down a little bit more. It could have been something on the inside there in towards Club. What a fantastic race. Can we have Silverstone every week of every year? We would never, ever get bored.
Yes, absolutely. That would be quite a lot of fun. This is the one type of circuit where it always delivers, and now Browning is up against Victor Martins, the two Williams Juniors are wheel to wheel.
And that's going to allow Verschoor to close in on the last points-paying position in this sprint race as they all head down the Wellington Straight. Not quite big enough for a lunge, but Verschoor has been known to make it in different places. No, left and right, still can't make it. Back again we go. Regroup and go into it. Still on the outside, still can't find the traction. Throttle down. Yeah, not bad. And now look at this in a battle with Arvid Lindblad with Jose Maria Marti. Marti pulls to the outside line. Lindblad to the inside. In towards Cop's corner we go. They're going to keep their foot in it. Round the outside. Off goes Marti. Runs out wide. It never works. I've only ever seen Montoya do that against Schumacher. It doesn't work.
Very tough between the teammates. They were definitely going for it there and risking quite a bit as Alexson also came into the pit lane a lap ago as well, so definitely not going his way at the moment. But now let's see, can the driver with a penalty, Gabriele Mini, try to do something and try and make an overtake as he makes his way down towards Stowe and is going to get past Pepe Martin.
Mini into 11th. And Marty down into 12th position as well as they continue on. As Marty now pulls the outside line, coming out of nowhere and trying to dive up the inside line is Ollie Goethe. I haven't spoken about him much today. But he's right there as well, ready to capitalise. Oh, and Dunn's done.
Yeah. That is the
Oh
case.
no, I've got sauce on my microphone.
Oh, well done. Great job.
Go!
We take a look at a replay of Marty and Lindblad doing what we've not seen anyone manage this weekend, and we probably won't as well. We usually get some brave overtakes. Gabriel Portoletto was quite brave here in the wet as well, but that move was completed into Maggots and Beckett. You can't just fully do it as well. And to be fair, even Charles Leclerc 2022, that was quite a good effort by him that day, but it's not often done, let's just say, as Dunn's been noted for pilling infringement.
Follow-Oli, Montoya, Maney, Stanak, Durskin, Crawford, Victor Martins, Browning, Verschoor, Lindblad inside the top 10, Mini, Marty, Goethe, Megatunev, Shields, but then going down as well with Bennett, Eston, Villa Gomez, Mieta Cordial, Boganovic and Dunn is out of the race.
Here we go, we're getting closer and closer to a Fornaroli win. This is incredible. Fornaroli, could he finally do it? Celebration for one in Victor, the other one having to place the car on the outside, one to the inside line. Better traction though for Stanek, he's going to be really tight.
Yeah, this is now tyres done for Maney, and it's going to leave a little bit of a lunge. Bad there from Browning, but this is getting nuts out now as they come into it. They're all backed up by Kush Miney, just wiggling the rear of the car as well. He doesn't know what to do with it. And now we've got Dunstan going on Stanek, Stanek going on Maney. On board now with Crawford, who's trying to find a way through as well. Got Crawford, Browning, and yeah, I think, yeah, Browning's down into the 8th position. He's lost out. He did try and get ahead of Martins. He's going to try it again now. Crawford under attack by his own teammate. This is getting ridiculous, hard to follow as he's trying to go around the outside. Martins in the pusher. This is ridiculous. Sort yourselves out, chaps. This is balmy for an F2. Sort yourselves out.
And we're somehow still in the same order, but I think that's about to change in a couple of moments' time because Martin wants to get past Jack Crawford.
Oh, and locking up, coming in further back as well was Lou Browning. He's gone in too deep, and now Martins is on the exit curve, but so is Stanak. That's a touch at the exit. Stanak and Maney touch. Yellow flags out somewhere on the circuit as we head down towards Cobb's Corner. It might be for one of these two in a few moments' time as they're all battling out for sure. Trying to go around the outside line as well. Doesn't make something. This is just crazy. Where's this yellow? We've gone green.
Yeah, absolutely. Dirksen having a look, darting everywhere. This race has come alive. From 3rd and downward, they are all absolutely going for it, and they don't know what to do in this race. They're all just looking and posting their cars down different places and hoping to try to survive and not cause the yellow flags and not cause any contact with each other.
We're watching a motorsport version of Morris dancing as they're all trying to slip their way through on the inside line. Up and over, underneath and on top. This F2 field is absolutely insane. As Goethe and Lindblad have been noted for an instant. There's a lock up there for Maney. Follow-Oli's as well, 2 seconds off the road. He is safe with 2 laps to go of this race. Stanak's in trouble.
Yeah, he is in trouble. He went for the push. He wasn't able to get past Maney. He's going to hope to generate it all at the end to try and get through on the penultimate lap, or the last few laps absolutely flying by with all of this racing. So now, if you want to get some good points or higher points, this is the moment to pass.
Vehicles overtake. Just keep doing zigzag everywhere. Take that thing, mate.
Somebody try and stop him because it's just the way he kind of the balls. Maney's an aggressive driver, but sometimes it pays off. He's fighting for points. Brake dust come out as they hit down in towards Brooklands. Look, everybody watching on now how crazy this could be as they continue on the accelerator, pushing hard as we head down now towards Cops Corner. Yellow flag is out again. Not sure where it is on the circuit. We'll keep you updated. Shields, yeah, it's dropped down a couple of places.
Yeah, it's Esterson who's having issues over the last few laps. I don't know what's going on with him. Something's going wrong with Esterson. I don't know what is this car doing or what is he doing, but things are happening. Let's try find out We're looking for the Trident car. He's dive bombing up the inside of Miata, and he's having a look, and he just spins.
360, well, a 180, and then he'll get it going. Looking not to beach it actually on the curb there in the grass, so he will keep it going. Looking not to have the engine stall as well in a couple of times actually with those Mecha Chromes. And now we're seeing Stanek trying to go around the outside, coming the exit, a stir. He's getting forced off the circuit. He'll have to get that place back and does so to Kushmini, but he doesn't seem to want to. Well, Stanek's taking it, but he overtook him off the track. That's gaining an advantage. He's going to have to get the place back.
On to the last lap, he's got to be careful, he has to do it now, he has to do this strategically because Dirkson's waiting to capitalise.
Yeah, and if Dirksen gets through, then Stanek has to let both of them back through. Them's the rules. So he's going to have to do it now, otherwise he's going to argue it in the post-race steward's office.
Yeah, you don't want to do that when you've got a full train because look, he's going to drop outside the points. He's going to have to do that strategically, and knowing what we've seen so far, it will be a penalty for him. And well, let's find out.
Robin, if you are not alongside his front axle at the apex, we need to give it back.
No,
I wasn't.
He says he was. I don't believe him, do you?
Don't think so. We're getting tight between Browning and Victor Martins. A contact.
And there's a side pod damage as well for Victor Martins. Crawford goes through, but here comes Richard Verschaw. He is into the points paying positions, and he's attacking Browning as well now. That was stupid between them as well. That was foolish.
Not something that James Wiles wants to see at all. His two drivers, his two academy drivers making contact there. But Fornaroli is on his way to a historic win. He's on his way to win only for the second time in single-seaters and for the first time on an F1 weekend as well.
Yep, it's going to be a victory here in Silverstone that he is going to remember. He's been close before, but it's always been denied to him. Just like this morning in Formula 3, it's another winner for the first time on a Grand Prix weekend. Leonardo Fornaroli wins the F2 sprint race here at Silverstone. Sebastian Montoya comes home in second, but who's going to be third? As it's a battle on the last corner. Stanek, Maney, and then over the line, Durdskin battling with Crawford, Browning for sure, Victor Martins, Lindblad, and yeah, Marty got Mini at the line.
Wow, look at the gap between Dirksen and Crawford, 1,000th of a second.
Hamilton and Massa, 2011. What vibes. What a fantastic race. Silverstone just delivers everywhere we go.
Yeah. I just had a calculation, 1,491 days since Leonardo Fornaroli won a race. And by the way, these are young drivers, so it's not like something else.
Yeah. Very good job, race mate. Oh, what a race. Oh, very close at the end, mate. Oh, yeah. Oh, finally, mate. Finally.
Wow. Unbelievable. Fornaroli, well, these are young drivers as I was just finishing off mentioning, so that's a ludicrous amount. That is a ludicrous amount of days he's had to wait till Misano, where he got that victory. And he got it on the Italian F4 weekend that day. He's never won in Freca. He became a rookie champion in Freca without winning a rookie race. He became the Formula 3 champion without winning a Formula 3 race. And now he's going to try to become the Formula 2 champion, but finally has won a race.
Yeah. He may be running away with it, but he's still got it sorted. Right, what are we seeing here? This is that accident then, Omi. How do you read this between Crawford and Martins?
Oh, let's see it once again. They were absolutely both going for it, and then they're going to connect. But they were getting so timed. This whole battle, this whole train, I think we were always expecting them to collide at some point. Right, let's ride on board with Browning. So first of all, he gets very close on the way in. Then he's going to carry the momentum around the outside. Meanwhile, Martin's, of course, in the dirty air of Crawford. Browning gets the run. Martin is going to come over, and they're basically going to collide once, then twice. And they're both able to continue going, but not at full speed with that moment. And then we were seeing some great racing all the way till the end, and we were seeing a spin for Oliver Gertha.
Still doesn't actually lose that many places because of the penalty coming for Gabriel Minis. We actually end in the same place of where we span, so that's not too bad. And this was that outside manoeuvre. Is this costly from Stanek? He overtook off the circuit in my book.
Yeah. I mean, I know everyone's been pushing off this weekend, but Marnie's just taking his line and Stanek just fancied his chance. So it would have been sensible to give that back. And then this is 1,000th of a second across the line.
It's look at that, it's level. It's not even
That's suggesting
1,000.
it's level.
It's been redone to level. It came up on the screen 0.000 on the line. So it's been reclassified.
Yeah, so they've redone that, and it's saying that it's finished absolute equal. Now, we had that last year between, of course, Hauger and Bortoletto, and they basically had to split the points, so they will have to surely do that again. They'll have to split the points if they can. My word, dramatic stuff. That was incredible. With the way they've readjusted that was incredible across the line between those two drivers. But yeah, I wonder what the stewards will do here, because of course this is for 5th, this is for 6th. So it means that it would mean that if they halve the point, then they basically get less points than what 7th and 8th do. So that's unfair. So you can't really do what you did at Monza. So we'll have to see what they do.
Okay, let's head down to the world feed.
Congratulations, Leo Fornaroli, to the top step of the podium and in style as well. What a win for him, and could that now go on to be the first of many, and another championship charge for Leo, and a double podium for Invicta Racing as well. Another win for them, that's 5 for them here at this circuit. And this will go down as a hugely, hugely popular victory. Sebastian Montoya continues his good form. Always in the top 5 in these last few rounds. He's racking up the podiums. And a proud father there in the background. Well done, Sebastian Montoya, who's charging up the championship order.
He really is as well, and that does Fornaroli's championship well. He was the highest placed driver in the championship without a win. That now changes, but he will start to be looking a bit more favourably on the championship leader for sure, who had a steady race, but that poor start really hurted him.
It really did. And how does that feel, Joe, when you know from racing, when you get that first win under your belt in a championship run? How does that feel?
Just relief, just pure and utter relief. It feels like you've got some kind of curse when you're on a bad run. You think about everything you've done wrong in your life, and there's someone got a voodoo doll of yourself, but not with Fornaroli, one of the good guys of the paddock. And like you said, Chris, a hugely popular winner here today in the sprint race.
You can see that. It's Mr. Consistency no more. He's now officially your race winner, and he did so at Silverstone in the sprint race and in style as well. And I think that could just make him a very dangerous driver in this Formula 2 championship now he's gone and done that.
Yeah, the only mistake he made of that race for Fornaroli was hitting that #1 board. It was actually quite a large leg weight, and I think that's what the official's saying, is just check for damage on your front wing. But if that's your only mistake in a race, I think you've had a good day.
Yeah, take it home with you, Forna. What a race for him. Well done to him as well. It was a superb victory, pretty much all the way to the end, really. It was a few corners he didn't lead the race for, wasn't it? Kushmani getting him off the line, but a superb way to retake the lead coming through Luffield, wasn't it? Opened up, went for a move that you could argue was almost ambitious, but got his elbows out to get his way back through Luffield there, and almost caught Kushmani out.
High risk, high reward, and that's what paid out. He really thought outside of the box there to cut back so aggressively. It was like, Marnie's pushing me wide, there must be a gap somewhere. There it is, and he sent it down the inside. A rare but very good move at Luffield he just did.
Yeah, led us across the line every single lap, Leo. Congratulations to him, and that is one he will remember for a very long time. Very special day. Great racing all the way through. We were kept very close in the pack behind, and it went all the way to the end, and in the end you can see how much every point means to a driver.
Yeah, totally. And if you like this race, then tomorrow is even better. Exactly. A longer race with a pit stop, a change of tyre compound as well. So the F2s always deliver, and this race was certainly no different.
Oh, mate, it was terrible. On the one lap, I was gonna pass it at the beginning. The DRS got disabled, and I came out, I clipped it, and I was like, "You have to be kidding me!" Yeah, he's right there. Come on. What happened here? Yeah. No, this is the first lap. I did the same actually. Yeah. Yeah. Oh the wind was so bad, especially towards
But
the
the
end.
DRS towards Stowe was super powerful. It's good. Fuck, but mate, to overtake push.
Wayo! Bravo! You too, mate. What time did you do in the end?
I was 44 high. They were telling me your pace, okay, Montoya has a lap 44.2. I was like,
Yeah, they told me you were doing 44.8, so I was like, okay, 44.5, 44.6,
you were gaining me T6.7.
Yeah.
We were like, we were doing this. Oh.
Here you guys lost a lot because there's one lap I looked in the mirrors and you guys disappeared and I was like, thank you.
I was looking you, there was like no one behind.
No.
So much gap.
Here I tried inside.
Yeah.
This was close, eh? I'm here.
Oi! To stop on the outside.
Boy. It was super slippery there.
Oh, man, when he passed me at the start, I was like, I have to do it again.
My start was
Oh,
slow.
oi!
Martins and Brownie.
Great reflections, as always, in the cool-down room. And Fornaroli Montoya, in the end, they were split by 1.4, but quite away, 8 seconds clear from the rest. And Fornaroli did his best lap on the last lap, so he was quite keen to see the checker.
Yeah, Montoya saying he looked in his mirror, couldn't see anyone. I'm not surprised with an 8-second gap, as you see Juan Pablo enjoying himself to a lollipop. His lad, second place. It's time for some celebrations, and he's a great character to have in and around the paddock, and still a fierce competitor as well. Does a lot of sim racing.
Absolutely. 3 podiums now for Sebastian Montoya, starting to really hit some form and leading this Prema team in their charge this season. But Invicta a double, and good strategy by them in the end to keep Roman Stanek where he was after he got through by Krishmaini. Now, well done to Roman Stanek, returned to the podium for the first time in over a year at the Red Bull Ring last weekend, and now he's straight back there, really finding his form again. Roman Stanek, and having a great season, climbing up the standings. So is Sebastian Montoya, one to watch as we move through the second half of this season. We've only kicked it off, round 8 of 14. And he is a winner in FIA Formula 2, Leonardo Fornaroli. We have an Italian winner in the sprint race once again at Silverstone for the first time, and it's Leo Fornaroli. A huge congratulations, Leonardo Fornaroli. A fantastic move to get that lead back straight away at the start. And after that, he was quite simply unbeatable. Today is Leonardo Fornaroli's day. He is a winner in FIA Formula 2, and there'll be a queue to congratulate him. Invicta Racing now 5 times winners here at Silverstone, and that makes them more successful around this circuit than any other team. It's 3 podiums now for Sebastian Montoya. He is the in-form driver in Formula 2 in recent rounds. And Roman Stanek clearly enjoyed being back on the podium at Red Bull Ring because he has returned back there straight away and joins his teammate on a day of celebration for Fornaroli, Invicta Racing, Roman Stanek. And this will be one they certainly remember. What a sprint race to kick us off for the weekend. But, of course, we've got a big feature race coming up. But it was a historic sprint race here last year with Kimi Antonelli winning. This one that goes down in the history books as well, with Leo getting his first win. But attentions will surely turn to that 29-lap feature tomorrow, Joe.
I can't wait for a completely different grid order. The top 10 in the order they qualified versus today in reverse. So expect even more fireworks than we've just seen.
We never know what the weather will do around here. Pit stops will happen at the end of lap 6. 2 compounds of tyre being used as well. Around Silverstone, lots of challenges, lots of opportunity for overtaking. It's going to be a great race.
We've not even mentioned weather yet. Looking
Exactly.
changeable tomorrow, so that will be something for the teams to worry about overnight.
It certainly will. But what a sprint race. What stories coming out of it. Hey, well done to all of the drivers. They really put on a show here at Silverstone, where we are celebrating.
Yeah, let's take a look then at the results. It's Leonardo Fornaroli from Sebastian Montoya, Roman Stanek, Kush Mining, Joshua Durska, Jack Crawford, Luke Brining, Richard Verschoor, Victor Martins, Arvid Lindblad, Jose Maria Marti, Ollie Goethe, Sammy Megatunov, Gabriel Mini, John Bennett, Rafael Villagomez, Clan Shields, Dino Boganovic, Emil Cordial, Rita Miata, Max Eston, and Alexander Dunn, the only retirement. Well, we actually saw the podium, Omi. Sky are improving a little bit. What did you make of that amazing sprint race?
Amazing sprint race, but yeah, improving, but then you have to question, well, we only had about 1 minute left of the broadcast, you could have just let it finish,
Yeah.
but okay, well, thank you very much, Sky.
Improvements.
But yeah, what a race, 1,491 days, as I mentioned, since last Leonardo Fornaroli won a race. We were talking about how Hamilton had to wait so long as well, from 2021 all the way till 2024, but for Fornaroli, absolutely incredible. Second single-seater win, and he'll now try to become a Formula 2 champion with a win to his name this time around. So great Formula 2 sprint. Invicta with 2 drivers on the podium, and Montoya, the informed driver right now.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks to all of you at home. We'll see you again for the F1 qualifying in around about 30 minutes' time. Bye-bye.